Hey everybody, good day. It's your buddy Jim Deadman in this Wednesday, so we're going to feed them little red-booted pigs today. Sit back and enjoy it, boys. This week we got a little bit more spotty machining projects instead of a bunch of things. There's a couple of pictures, a few things that's going on, but nothing big. Just kind of working. It's kind of been a little slow here in the shop on projects. So I really haven't had any big things to work on for myself or race cars or anything else. It's been more just little maintenance piddly work, and so it's perfect for slop, but not that good for anything else. So how about sitting back, get your cup of coffee, your soft drink, cold beverage, gather the friends around. If you want to get a watch party of one, or your family or your friends or whatever, make it like a Super Bowl party, except you're watching me make a fool of myself. Hey, that's good for some comic relief. No further ado, hey, let's grab this little bucket and go out there and feed these pigs today. I'll come back and tell you bye. Hey, my good friend and Vernon Curry, or McCurry Patriot, made a suggestion, and I was going to throw this compressor away when it died last year, and he made the suggestion to me to take this compressor and use it for an extra air tank to increase my air volumes here in the shop. And quite frankly, I haven't done anything with it but just cut the power cord. So I'm going to take this thing apart so I can see what we can do to convert it. I've got the top of the compressor tank took off. I mean, there's nothing to show, just unscrewing bolts. So I'm looking around and rummaging through my fittings to see what I've got, and then we'll work from there. Alright, you can see that I have one adapter already made here. Just happen to have it in my drawer. I'm going to have to make a little trip to the local hardware store and see if I can get something else. It's sort of raining, but that's my finished assembly. Basically, I just hooked up some hoses. So right now we're letting it build air up, and I've done tried it once, and I had one leak, and I've affected some hose changes, and that's a higher pressure hose and the compressor to the tank. So hopefully that's going to give us what we need right there with that. Good morning, this is your buddy Jim. I'm going to do a job that I've done before for putting this week's slop. We're going to do a little time lapse. One of my friends here locally is needing a couple of nuts, so I'm going to knock them out. So I thought I would just do a quick intro on the GoPro. We'll set the GoPro up and do stop action or time lapse and let you come along for the ride. Hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, this is a little piece for slop in the shop I'm working on. It's not necessarily machining, but I've been working a couple of days here in the shop. This is one of the racing tires for the race car. These started out life as a street stock type asphalt tire, and then they've been rethreaded to a dirt pattern. This is what's mandated to run. And what we've been trying to do is we're trying to stretch this tire to make it larger. So we're trying to get our tires to the proper size. So one of the challenges I've been fighting is to try to get this tire to grow. So I've had, usually in the summertime you put air to them. So what I've got this one blown up a lot, and I've kept it in front of the heater and basically left about 10 hours with a lot of air in it. So let's just see if I've stretched it. So I had about 60 so pounds in it. And one of the things I'm going to do differently than I've done before is I'm going to let this air out slowly. So hopefully that it won't shock it and draw it back up. One of the challenges I'm having is this is January in North Carolina. Normally when you do this you put 50, 60 pounds in them and set them outside in the summertime, and they'll gain. And we're trying to stretch this tire a good bit. It's been a challenge. And hopefully by leaving air in it 10 or 12 hours, it should maybe make it pull better. And I'm going to cut it down to the correct pressure and we'll measure it. I'll bring you back. Okay, now I just got it down to the proper air pressure. I'm just not going to tell that. And I've got a tool here. Now there's two ways to do this. One is to take a tape measure and pull it around the center of the tire. These tires, the way they're made, they've actually got a camber cut in them. And they got a mark on them which way they got to aim. This one here will be a right rear tire. So hopefully well, I've gained a little bit with her. I still need some more, but she's not quite what I need. Yes, we'll blow her up and do her again. We stretched it just a little. I need some more. So I've gained a lot more right there. That's the most I've gained, so guess we just blow her up and do her again. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this, because this is kind of a repeating process. We're going to blow it up. We just set it in front of the heater, let it get warm, and hopefully we can gain the size that we're needing. These wheels is not the ones these are going to be mounted on, by the way. They won't work, but that's a different story. I've got new wheels that I have to replace. These had improper bolt pattern on them. So, no further ado, let's blow this sucker back up and try it again. Some things I didn't mention in this segment, I have two different pressure gauges. I have a low pressure gauge that goes, from 0 to 30 pound, and then I have a high pressure gauge that goes from 0 to 60. The 0 to 60, I made it up for car tires. The lower pressure gauge is what we'd use on the racing tires. So basically, we put 60 pound plus air in this tire, and just let it sit here on the floor heated. The idea is you put pressure on it, so it's probably got 65, 70 pounds in it. And I know that's risky. It makes me draw up every time I do it. So I'm going to put this tire back down here in front of the heater, and hopefully it'll warm up and give me the rest of the size I need. And in this shrink wrap is a carburetor. And if you're not a gearhead, you don't, that isn't a Holly, by the way. This is the carburetor for a race car. I just got it rebuilt here recently. Oh well, actually this week. Our engine's in the shop, so we wanted the carburetor cleaned up. A little background on this stuff. These carburetors, our class allows us two carb choices. One is a 600 Holley and the other is a Quadrajet in the class that we race in. And the advantage of running the Quadrajet is you basically get a bigger carburetor. This Quadrajet's about 800 CFM carb, where the Holley is only a 600 that you're allowed to use. You're not allowed to use a double line. It's more like a single line Holley if you're familiar with Holley carburetors. So I took this here carburetor to a local gentleman at Andy's Racing Engines. He does a lot of local engines, and he does a lot of these Thunder Bomber carburetors. My regular engine builder down in South Carolina don't have a source for these carburetors, even though he recommends running them on Thunder Bombers. So Andy was gracious enough to do the carburetor for us. So carburetor's ready, and we get the engine back in maybe a week or 10 days or 15 or so. We'll be in business, but I thought I'd throw this in my slot this week. Good day, this is Jim. I'm going to put in this slot a little clip, 3 machining clips on the mill. And I'm kind of forewarning you, some of the audio on it's not good. Mainly because the mill itself was fairly noisy. The operation was. My good friend that does a lot of work with my race cars, he works for a company that digs graves. And they needed a jackhammer bit worked on. He asked me to give it a try. So you're going to see this following clip where I was basically milling flats on this jack handle to narrow it down to be used for a rock buster. And hopefully this will work for him, and something of the content while we're pig feeding. So I hope you enjoy it so much. This is a project that I'm figuring out on the fly at the beginning. Basically, it's my good friend Glenn Truitt, the company he works for does big trains actually. They've got these bits, I don't know whether they fit on a skid steer or jackhammer or what, but sometimes you know they got a bunch of rocks up and this one's wore out. And he was asking about trying to resharpen it. So what I've done is I've worked on the setup, I've tried 2 or 3, and I've kind of come up with the idea, which seems like it's going to work. Lots of fun, it's a challenge. I'll bring you back as we'll take another cut on this thing up the other way. And this is side number 2 we're working on. Basically what we're doing is we've got a setup in here, 8 grams to the wall. We're under about 140. We got to put 4 points in this thing. So this is a challenge. And it's a real challenge, to be quite honest with you. Even though there's not much size to this, you know, it's basically trying to get sharp points on it. And riding would be a pain in the booty. It'd be nice if I had a different fixturing for it. So we're having to go about 50 thousandths of pass, and I'm taking basically about half width of the cutter and going 2 passes across it. So they don't want this to a point, I want a little bit left. I'm going to leave it a little thicker, he told me, because this is so unsupported. It's a pain in the tail. Basically, I'm just taking a light cleanup brush and I'm just trying to make it look decent right here. This is a pain in the tail. I'll tell you that. I'm taking about a ½ inch off each side of it to make it pointy. I got one more side to go. Alright, this is a very nice pass of this. All we wanted was 4 points on this sucker. We got them. I mean, and somewhat a little bigger than he wanted, but I ain't going to cut them suckers down to ½ inch. And that's just too much. More like 3/4. I'm thinking I'm going to cut this in. See. That's not perfect, but it's damn sight better than what they had. And we'll just have to send it to them and let them try it. Because what they was needing was a point here where they could bust with. And if you'd seen it beforehand, it was in a foul shape. So I'm going to hope that'll work for them. If it don't, now, you know, we made an attempt. Because I didn't promise this one. I didn't promise. Hey, let's go eat lunch and we'll come back and clean up, man. This is tough. Alright, thank you for watching. This is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs. I appreciate you stopping by and watching me feed the pigs this week virtually. Seems like I've got more little stuff to do lately, like I said in the opening, and big stuff here. I'm just in one of them situations, it looks like. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Hey, we still need to grow this channel some. Come on by, get some more people to join in on the fun. So if you've just stopped by wondering what Slop in the Shop and my videos are about, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. You got something to say? Good, bad, or ugly? I'm a big boy, I can take it. Comments are always welcome too. Hey, we could either feed the trolls if we got to. With all that being done and said, I hope you enjoyed this week's Slop in the Shop, and we'll see you next week and Wednesday if another slop, or whenever I decide to make something. So, guys and girls, have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.